Hello, welcome to Healthy Living Revolution. My name is Marianne Moody. I am a certified personal trainer and a fitness instructor. I've been in the health and wellness industry for 30 years. It's kind of unbelievable. And I am part of this mission, this revolution, teaching people here in Tampa and across the country how to take back control of their health and their family's health. I'll tell you my story in a few minutes, but right now, I'd like to focus on you. How are you taking care of you? Are you exercising every day or even 3 times a week? Are you drinking enough water? Did you know that we should be drinking half our body weight in ounces every day? And that's because we want our brains to be healthy as well as the rest of our organs. We need to be sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night. We need to also be finding time to relax. 15 minutes a day will do a world of good. But most importantly, and for this presentation, I want you to answer this question. Are you eating real food? Are you eating whole food? Fruits, vegetables, berries, nuts. You know, there are 2 startling trends in our world today. Things that actually we have very little control over. The first is our environment. There's toxins being produced all over the place, not only in our air, but in our water and in our food supply. And our food that we purchase at the grocery store is not what it used to be. The quality of our food is decreasing. Read the back of some food labels and you'll see things like emulsifiers and synthetic vitamins and colorings and preservatives. Our food from the produce aisle is actually less nutrient dense than it used to be 50 years ago. Some foods it's 5%, but others is a whopping 40%. That is really, really challenging for us because I don't know if you knew this. I didn't a few years ago, but we're supposed to be eating 7 to 13 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables every day. And if you're an athlete or the mother or father of an athlete, they should be eating between 13 and 18. And it's crazy who eats like that. Well, the problem between the toxins and our decreasing nutrient-dense food is that our bodies are becoming more and more inflamed, okay? Because food can either heal us or cause inflammation. I want you to look at this list. When we start at the top, neurological diseases, read some of those. Cardiovascular diseases, multi-symptom diseases, respiratory, gastrointestinal, and joint pain. If you look through the list of these, I am sure that you can find either yourself or people that you know that are affected by these diseases, that have and struggle with chronic inflammation that has presented itself in these types of diseases. It's just rampant, running crazy, and the fact is that the toxins are affecting us negatively, and so is our food supply. The one thing we can control is our food supply and what we put in our bodies. So it's great for adults to learn about this, but the sad thing, and the reason actually that I joined this healthy revolution 8 years ago, is because of my son, Jeff, who was a high school wrestler and had caused a lot of inflammation to his own body by cutting weight for wrestling. And he began to get chronically ill his freshman year of college. He had strep throat twice. He got sinus infections, stomach bugs. You know, there's a lot of germs in the dorm rooms, but he was over the top sick. And when allergy season hit here in Florida, we were spending hundreds of dollars on medicines, and not just over-the-counter allergy pills, but very expensive prescription drugs to get him well. And it is then that I really stopped and took notice of our diets. We were eating healthy, so I thought, but not as healthy as we could have been. over that summer, he met someone on a trip that told him about Juice Plus. And I am going to explain that in just a few minutes. But right now, I want you to read this quote by Dr. David Katz, that this generation, so I'm talking about my son who's now 27, this generation of kids will live a shorter lifespan than their parents. This is the first time in history. And here's the second part of that quote that's not on this slide. Children are more harmed by poor diet than alcohol, drugs, and tobacco combined. Now read some of these statistics about kids. 70% of 12-year-olds have the beginnings of hardening of the arteries right now, and that 1 out of 3 children are obese and will get diabetes within their lifetime. 25% of our kids are on prescription drugs, and my son at that time was one of those for his allergies and for his sickness. And finally we said, enough is enough. I want to see what I can do to change his life and then the lives of other families and other children. So that is why I chose to learn about Juice Plus. I want to take you back for a second to the inflammation. Okay, our bodies are inflamed by our food and by the toxins. Another word for inflammation is called oxidative stress. And that is when our cells, our healthy cells, are not protected from things called free radicals. And they are beating up our cells, 10,000 hits every single day. And it causes our body to age. It's kind of like that apple in this picture, how one side is kind of rusting and the other side looks new. With our skin, the same thing. And you know, aging obviously is a natural part of life, but as I said in the previous slide, our children are experiencing these signs of aging at startlingly young ages, and that is very, very concerning. Well, we are given a natural, God-created antioxidant system that our bodies can actually benefit from, and they are found only in fruits and vegetables and berries and nuts, plant food. Plant foods are rich in what we call antioxidants or antioxidation, anti-inflammatory foods. These are the foods that can heal our bodies. There were 150 doctors that looked at over 4,000 research papers looking for a link, and what they found was the link to good health is actually found in fruits and vegetables. And you may say, well, I'm good, like I did 8 years ago. Well, I take a multivitamin. It's a good one. It's not a cheap one. This is a good one. And when I learned that that multivitamin, having that vitamin label and not a food label, paled in comparison to an apple or broccoli or spinach or pineapple, which have thousands of what we call phytonutrients. Phyto just means plant. Look at the list on the right. That's only about 400 nutrients in an apple. There's actually thousands, upwards of 10,000. Some of them are not even named yet that scientists are finding. And what's very cool about this is that those phytonutrients work together as a strong team. Just think about the very best football team or baseball team or soccer team or hockey team that you know of. When everyone is playing correctly and to their own abilities and skills, that team is a powerhouse. The same is true with the nutrients inside of our fruits and our vegetables. When we pull out one of those players off of the team and put him up against, by himself, up against an entire team of other players, he has no chance at being as powerful as he is with his team behind him. And the same is true with our food. I want you to listen now to this video and why I love Juice Plus and why it is so different than taking a multivitamin. I want you to also notice the food and the color of the greens and the reds and the yellows and oranges that you're going to see in this video.
The fact that we actually grow a lot of these products very close to the factory, we can preserve the freshness. They can be harvested and processed within just a couple hours of when they come out of the field, as opposed to maybe some of the produce you might buy in the store where it has to go through trucking and shipping and a lot of different steps to be available to you. These processes that we do are done just within a few hours of when the product's harvested.
From the farm through our plant, the fresh product actually only takes about 6 hours. When the product arrives at our farm processing plant, the product is tumbled, washed, and cleaned. The clean product is then laid out over the processing belt and slowly moved through sub-zero air. When we're doing that, we're able to freeze the product and preserve all the freshness of the product just as if it was from the field.
The sooner you can lower the temperature and control the temperature, the more you can lock in the nutrients.
When Juice Plus is looking for nutritional quality, color is very important. Most people associate a dark red cranberry as a sign of the ripeness of that fruit. Freshness is very important. There's a very short amount of time from when they're harvested to when they're frozen, locking in the freshness and nutrients.
While we're producing the Juice Plus powders, they have very high standards for the purity of their powders, what can go into their powders. They also have tight controls over their supply lines. They know which farms it comes from, and they have a good control over that. Also, when the products are produced, they have certain steps throughout the process for safety and purity. My favorite part of working with Juice Plus is knowing that people are benefiting from what we're doing. We put a lot of work into how we grow our ingredients and how we process them so that they're safe and high quality and nutritious. It's neat to see the result of that by seeing the customers that use them and seeing their lives improved from some of the healthy ingredients and produce that we process.
I hope that you enjoyed that video, and I want to say that every single day, because of the Juice Plus product, I and my family are getting over 45 fresh fruits, vegetables, berries in our bodies every single day. And they, like the video said, are harvested and frozen and processed within 6 hours of picking them. We can't find that at our grocery store. And I want you to look at some of these ingredients. I don't even know where to buy a bilberry or an elderberry, but I know they're super good for me. And there's cranberries and beets and papaya and parsley. A lot of people throw the parsley away on their plate, but we should be eating it, and I can get it every single day in my Juice Plus. What was also extremely impressive to me about Juice Plus, and it was very important for me to know this, is that it has been around, first of all, for almost 25 years, and it is the most researched whole food product of its kind in the world. And look at the kind of universities and medical facilities all over this world that have done studies on Juice Plus. From the University of Arizona all the way to the University of Australia. We have places in Europe, places here in the country, universities, and medical centers like MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston. Just look at that list. And here are some medical journals that have been published on Juice Plus. The research has been good enough to be published in journals like the American College of Cardiology. Look at the titles of some of these papers. These, you cannot buy your way into research papers. Your research has to be good enough that the scientists want to publish it in these journals. And Juice Plus is in all of these journals that are listed here on the slide. So what has Juice Plus been shown to do? Improve your cardiovascular health. It's also been shown to improve the immune system. That's a huge one right now, and we are getting sicker and sicker. It improves our gum health and the way that our pocket depth in our gums can actually close up. It fights oxidative stress. It also reduces inflammation. So it's reducing that chronic inflammation that is causing our bodies to be diseased. Protects our DNA, gives us healthier skin, reduces belly fat, improves our quality of life, and improves our insulin resistance. These are huge, and you can read actually all of these research papers if you want to. You just ask the person that invited you to this webinar. And this is what you should be looking for in research. And this is what is called gold standard research. Now, let me tell you something. There's only 1% of the products out there that have gold standard research. So the stuff that you find on the internet is not necessarily going to have this kind of research. Is it randomized and double-blind, placebo-controlled? Is it done on human beings, or is it done on animals like rats? Has it been peer-reviewed? Is it ethical? Published in journals? All of these things are considered gold standard, and Juice Plus has the most gold standard studies of any product out there. This is Dr. David Phillips. He's a two-time Ironman competitor, and he says that for him as an athlete, that there is nothing else out there. It optimizes the human performance level. Nothing compares to Juice Plus, and he is very happy to share that, along with 4,000 other doctors who share Juice Plus with their patients. Juice Plus is unique, and as you heard, 45 whole foods. They have a food label, not a vitamin label, packed with phytonutrients, non-GMO, dairy-free, gluten-free, NSF certified. That means every single batch is tested, and what is in that batch is on the label. Nothing extra. There's no hidden ingredients, and it is totally safe for professional athletes like Olympians, and actually Olympians in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland use Juice Plus. And as I mentioned earlier, the clinical research, unsurpassed. So what does something like this cost? Well, actually less than a fancy cup of coffee. What did you spend $2.50 on today? You could be getting 30 fruits and vegetables in the Orchard Garden and Vineyard capsules. And our shakes are less than any other shake on the market, and so protein and nutrient dense. Great low glycemic shake for less than $2 a shake. Here's what interested me when I got involved with Juice Plus. I got my son on the Children's Health Study, where an adult can sponsor a child, even one in college, and then that child will get Juice Plus free for 4 years. Look at some of these numbers. 56% less over-the-counter medications bought when children are on Juice Plus. Less school time missed. More cravings for fruits and vegetables, all the way down to the bottom where they are more aware of their health. You guys, this is huge, and this can change lives. Like Dr. Katz was saying, we don't have to be a victim to our environment and to disease. Our Juice Plus products bridge the gap between what we should be eating to what we actually are eating, and we can grow our own food with Tower Garden. You can ask the person who shared this with you about Tower Garden if you like to grow. There is nothing on the market, over the counter or prescription, that does what Juice Plus does in the body. And I am hoping that you will join our mission by either becoming a customer like I did, and then I became a representative because I knew that there are people that need Juice Plus. And maybe that's what you want to do. Either one of those is great. Let's get you and your family on a mission to better health. Just talk to the person who invited you to this webinar, and they can get you started. I wish you a blessed day, and if you have any questions, again, get with the person who invited you. Bye-bye.